Hello and welcome to Footy Judge Mode. Chelsea, as usual, on course for a trophy. That's what people tell us. They're always on course for a trophy. Mudryk off the bench, scoring after Trippier. Horrific mistake. It's been something that is happening lately. But Chelsea are in the semi-final in a cup, believe it or not. And Newcastle are out. But listen, Chelsea played good football today, but it was abysmal in front of the goal, to be honest. But we'll talk about it. And also, Gabriel Jesus. Should Arsenal replace Gabriel Jesus with Ivan Toney or something? And also, can Mo Salah carry Liverpool on his own? Topics we'll talk about him today. But first, let me introduce the guests. Alex is here repping Chelsea. Congratulations, Alex. I hope you're fine. You're good. Thank you for being here with us. You still
yeah, I'm good. Sorry. I thought you were gonna introduce everybody. I didn't think it was that big
You're a
of a
winner
deal.
today, so yeah.
Yeah, we're
You're a winner
winning. It was one of the. I'm happy. We went. It's home game. We needed that kick. It's could be two things that we can talk about it later. But for now, I'm really happy. It's a good for the team actually. That's the most important part.
Here with Philip, Toon Tactics TV. Not happy, of course. How are you, Philip?
Very well, very well. Obviously, very disappointed. Congratulations to Chelsea. We did our best at considering the circumstances, but we're here. We're sitting at the big boy table, getting big boy disappointments. We lose, we move on.
100%. And Jess is here with us, repping Arsenal. How are you doing? You good?
I mean, it's good, you know. I'm just every morning I wake up and I kiss the picture of Declan Rice that hangs above my bed.
Declan Rice is a dude. You have a girl behind you.
No, don't worry about her. That's not my one true love. Do you guys ever have a player at your club and you're thinking how did we get this? How did this person join our club?
Bruno.
No, Bruno.
That was Bruno
exactly.
at the beginning.
Exactly. That's how I feel about Declan Rice. You know, I just
we had too many.
Oh my God! Look at
Alex is spoiled.
Listen, let me first welcome Mohamed Salah, who's here to tell you that Liverpool should sell Mohamed Salah, and this is what he's gonna say. How are you, Mohamed? Are you good?
Bro, I would love Liverpool to sell Mohamed Salah because that just means Liverpool go downhill. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He's literally the only thing that is making them relevant right now. So if he leaves,
Trent.
But there's only so much a right back can do. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You need that dynamic for them to be successful. Mo Salah leaves, and Liverpool are what they've been for the last 20 years, which is a 6th, 7th, 8th place team. These last 4 years have been a deception for everyone. So yeah.
Lovely. Did he just call Liverpool a 6, 7, 8?
Yeah. I thought I heard that as well. I was trying to check my headphones.
Why are we acting like that's not what they've been? Did you guys forget about Flanagan and Stuart Downing?
Yeah, but I don't think you can call 4 years. You can't call 4 years.
Not 4 years.
Champions League, Premier League,
top came.
Top 4.
This. I mean, to be fair,
it's still one title in 10 years.
It's one of everything. You feel me? It's one of everything. It's like a little period, 5-6 year period where they've been all right. But before our whole childhood, they've been meaty.
So what does a team need to do to convince you they're an elite team, they belong at the top?
No, Liverpool.
We'll start with before talking about Liverpool. I'm sorry.
We'll go to that.
Before we go to Liverpool, come on, there is a team that won. They are not irrelevant to this point. Oh my God. We don't want to even talk about Chelsea winning today. Listen, I'm going to give you what I thought about the game, to be honest. As I said, Chelsea look all right, but then individual mistakes hurt them all the time. You would never put your money on Badiashile making that mistake, or Caicedo missed that pass. Whoever passed him the ball just screwed up big time. Newcastle, Chelsea gave them a chance to sit back and defend. They defended really well until the mistake from Trippier. Chelsea had no solution, even though they got into good positions. But again, they are, in my opinion, abysmal up top. Jackson got in good places. Broya camping in an offside for some reason, I don't know. And Pochettino, for some reason, kept Disasi right back, even though Malo Gusto was on the pitch. And I don't know why would he do that. And Pochettino, again, playing Enzo as a 10 and Gallagher behind him for no reason whatsoever. But Alex, Pochettino again, I think, fucking up the lineup again.
That was my biggest problem with Pochettino. Like, he started so well at like with the whole Premier League, with the whole like a preseason, everything was moving rightly, and for some reason, either pressure got to him, or like that he thinks that Nkunku is such an unbelievable player he could be. I don't know. I still didn't see him. All I saw have a sample of him as a preseason, but I don't think he should be that much laying on single player. By the way, he keeps messing up, not the front. He keeps messing up with the back all the time, which is even more confusing. He keeps saying that he has a problem up top. We don't finish our dinner and stuff. But he constantly keeps saying that we keep changing the back line. There's a one point he said that he uses Colwill for the physicality, for the tallness, and that's when I'm losing my bananas with him. That's why I'm losing because when it's those individual mistakes that we do, we literally bring in pressure to ourselves. The way we're trying to build up play out of the back, Colwill cannot play one-touch football to get out of the pressure, no matter how much you're trying. So Colwill will do the basic thing Colwill knows as a center back: use the player beside you. Thiago Silva can land the airplanes with his hand gestures. At the end of the day, he's still going to pass to the guy next to him 5 yards away.
Now, come on, Thiago Silva did that good diagonal passes today in the second
Yeah,
half.
today, when? At the end of the
second half.
game. At the end,
Yeah.
exactly. Why he doesn't do it in the beginning when the players are fresh?
Well, there's no spaces though.
There was
But-
always the spaces.
I don't
You
think there
think we
was
got?
spaces.
Hold on. You think we got more spaces on the wings in the later stages of the game when the actual Newcastle went?
Yeah, because Newcastle were tired at the end that they couldn't cover the sides. Because
Anyway.
after the goal, Alex, you literally you gave them a chance to sit back, and they sat back with everyone.
But that's my point. But the way that we recycle the ball that goes all the way for Thiago Silva all the time, it pisses me off.
It's slow.
Yeah, but that's what you have.
It's slow.
I know that's
know
what
what
I
it means.
have. I don't want him. I don't want to have that. Do you understand why I'm upset? I don't want to have that. I want passes to be quicker,
Yeah.
and that's not on the players. That's on the manager. He decides to put Colwill as a left back, and he decides to put Disasi as the right back.
I don't know why Thiago Silva has to start. I actually have no idea. I actually think it should be Disasi and Badiashile, or even Badiashile and Colwill as centre backs. Like, I don't get this obsession with Thiago Silva at the age of 39 to start the games. I don't get it. People tell me I have an agenda. I actually think Thiago Silva was a good player, and he's a good player. But again, 39 years old, well, you didn't need him that much today. And that's people just don't. I don't understand why.
Maybe because
Pochettino is scared to bench him or something.
No. I think today it was okay for him to actually start. That's not the problem. That's not my problem. Why Colwill is still there as a left back?
So that's why start Colwill in the back with Badiashile.
Or you can still start Badiashile and Thiago Silva, and you have no problem.
I don't know, like Ian Maatson can start as a left back.
Ian Maatson should have started as a left back. I agree with you with that.
Malagusto should have started at right back, like normal people.
Malagusto did it as a right back better at the left back than Colwill did it.
Yes. No, but Malagusto should have started at right back regularly on his right foot, dominant foot.
Anyway, let me finish my point more with the back line. My problem is he keeps saying that we get we concede goals on set pieces, so he needs to use the physicality and tallness of the team. Colwill is tall, he clears the ball good. Blah blah blah. If you look at how Chelsea concede, Chelsea doesn't concede directly from the corner kick. It's the rebounds that we don't fight for. It's the back line does not move out the minute you clear the ball. Back line is so afraid to move out by staying deep, and they defending and let the rebounds from those set pieces go. In the middle, it's 50-50. Depends which Casado you're gonna get, and what Enzo you're gonna get.
Do you
Casado
believe
got injured
Caicedo's
from a
too slow, Alex, at all? On the ball?
Casado.
Yes, on the ball. Is he slow? Is he playing the Brighton way, waiting, like standing on the ball, waiting for spaces and stuff like that?
I think it's same thing. I think it's instructions.
No, but
Because
that's
I
the
know he
Brighton
can.
way. That's the Brighton way. He's too
Brighton
slow on
doesn't
the
build up
ball.
slow.
No,
Brighton
Brighton
doesn't
builds up.
build up.
Brighton, by the way, is the second slowest team after Man City in terms of build-up play.
Really?
That's statistically, yes. They stand on the ball and they wait for the opposition to come and press them. The problem is
But
there's not a lot of teams that come and press
not
Chelsea.
their midfielders. Because last year McAllister and Cole were popping it like left and right very
No,
quickly.
their
defenders and their goalkeepers, they stand on the ball a lot, fair enough. But I feel like their midfielders, and when the ball progresses, that's when they start. That's where
but
they
Caicedo,
hurt you.
but Caicedo doesn't progress the ball. Caicedo always receives the ball close to the center backs.
Thiago Silva.
We're still
Silva
the
always
opposition's
has to-
team are still behind him. At Brighton, they receive the ball with the press already happened, so they are behind that forward line. At Chelsea, Caicedo receives the ball. There is still the forward line behind him, which is he has to stay on the ball. I'm watching it, and I think he's too slow. And maybe it's instructions, by the way.
I think
Wait
it's
for the
instructions.
press. Wait for the press. But it looks awful though. It looks
And
terrible
that's
sometimes.
that's what my point is going to be, because if you look at how we slowly build up from Thiago Silva when he receives the possession, he's like a recycling what used to be Jorginho at Chelsea. If you remember how Jorginho used to be at Chelsea, like recycle, I don't believe in freaking global warming. I don't need that recycling going on all the time. So I need those passes to be spreaded wide, because we have a wide players that fast.
Yes.
So I need the transition to be quicker. The players that we have are so inexperienced up top. You trying to build up slowly into that third position of the game, and those players you rely on only on the talent. They have to do something special to beat the player 1-on-1 and to score the goal. You don't do that with the players that not experienced. That's my problem. You build up too slow, and you don't give a position. You don't give offensive players, team that defends with the back, running backwards. You give a position the ball when the defensive line is already set up. It's literally NFL. Set, hack, and you have a defensive line against you. Set and ready.
Yeah,
That's my problem with Chelsea.
Yeah, let me do the super chat and then we'll go on. Guys, hit that like button for us. We're almost 200 people, so hit that like button for us. I'm here to collect my share of shame. Pochettino is a blogger fraud, a bigger fraud than the arrogant Ange. At least Ange knows what he's doing. What's this 4 center back bullshit? We won despite Poch. We're really gonna sell Maatsen? Nah, man. I don't know why this 4 center back shit. Go ahead.
I've got a lot to say about that. So have you noticed that Pep plays 4 center backs, and Arsenal play 3 center backs, Gabriel and Saliba. So I feel like
if
perhaps
Timber was there, you lot would have played 4 centre backs as well. It would have been Ben White, it would have been Saliba, it would have been Jesus, and it would have been Jury and Timber. Everyone copies what Pep Guardiola does.
Exactly. And even when Tomiyasu is playing left back, he's also a centre back. So I'm not gonna slate Poch for playing 4 centre backs, because there's obviously some method in the madness. But I will say, why is Thiago Silva still playing for one of the top Premier League teams? I don't know if he gets into any of the other big 6 teams. I might be wrong, guys, but he doesn't get into Manchester City's team, doesn't get to Liverpool's team, doesn't get into Arsenal's team. He gets into United's team, but that's not really saying much. He doesn't even start for Newcastle. However, he's starting for Chelsea, and you're wondering why your defense isn't where you want it to be. Just wanted to say that before we moved on, guys.
I don't think their defense is bad. I think the problem is individual mistakes. Like Badiashile, this was just, to be honest with you, I think it's focus today. It's concentration.
Today's game, yes. Today's game, yes, individual mistake. But if you go on past 4 games, those individual mistakes, at the end of the day, every goal is individual mistake at some point.
Yeah, but it's called unforced error, Alex. Unforced error is what I'm looking.
Unforced errors. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, those setup lines could benefit you to consider a goal as a mistake. You put in play in so much risk that the risk higher than reward, And that's at the end of the day will become an individual mistake. If the guy makes a mistake, it will be a mistake on the player. Don't put the players in a position where they're not comfortable with. That's it.
He was very comfortable. Callum
Not
Wilson's
today. I'm not talking about today. I'm not
okay,
talking
you're
about
talking in
today.
general.
In general, Chelsea's defensive line.
Think about it. Chelsea move the ball very well. Okay, sometimes
Yeah.
they go to the front places. They isolate a right back, but then it's Disasi. They isolate a left back, but it's Levi Colwill. You know what I mean? They get Gallagher in the right places between the line, but it's freaking Conor Gallagher trying to play the 10, and it's mad. Sometimes it's like I'm watching the game. I'm like, you're doing everything right tactically, but it's the wrong player receiving the ball in that space, and that's for me. I'm looking at them and I'm like, it's shame that he's choosing the wrong lineup, to be honest, because you can see the potential in moving the ball. You can see Jackson trying to move. You can see Jackson trying to move behind the defenders. You can see Levi Colwill trying to help on the left. The one I don't like is Raheem Sterling, to be honest. He thinks he's all of that, and he isn't. That's the thing about it.
That's just agenda right there, because Raheem Sterling has been one of the more effective wingers this season. Like
in
Raheem
some
Sterling,
games, yes. In some games, like
Yeah,
for
but that's
example,
all you can see.
today. So I'm gonna give
There's
you
not
an
been a
example,
single-
Mohammed. I'm gonna give you
No,
an
but there's
example,
not been a single Chelsea player that's been effective in all games. Like,
which is
all
acceptable.
you can hope
yes.
for right now is a player to be effective sometimes. That's just
Yeah,
where
but the
Chelsea are right
okay.
now.
So are we holding Raheem Sterling as the same level as Mudryk or the same measuring stick as Jackson
No, he's
Yes.
significantly
or
better than them.
Palmer?
Though. He's
Exact-
significantly better than them.
Here is the problem. Sometimes Sterling pops up in a game, controls the whole game, wins you the game. And happened to Chelsea this season. Like superstar performance. You know what I mean? Tears the defense apart. Some other game, Sterling, the younger players look at him, give him the ball, pisses the ball away, makes the wrong
Yeah,
decision.
but Mo, that's why no one regards Sterling as the Mo Salahs and Hazards of the world.
Exactly.
He's
But that's
a
my
good
point.
player, but he's not going to consistently give you those performances. The reason that people, the reason that you have,
So who else? So who then? Who?
they don't have that player. They don't have
Alright.
We
that.
really don't.
So
they
I'm
don't
not
have
wrong
that
then.
player.
So I'm not wrong.
The
So
most
why I'm
reason-
wrong?
They're
No, no.
Why
hoping
did you
that
say an
Nkunku
agenda
can,
then?
no, that's what I'm saying. They're hoping that Nkunku can be that player, but they don't have someone that's going to take the game by the scruff of the neck every single week or more times in the week and win them the game. They don't have that. It's not there.
Look,
So it's not an agenda then, because
here's-
what I said is
no,
a
it's
fact.
not agenda.
No,
I
you're right.
have
But I'm
said-
saying what
Okay.
where you're
because
wrong
you
is
accuse me,
you're-
Mohammed. You literally accuse me when I say it's Sterling that I have an agenda.
No,
While
because that
I'm
shouldn't be the
holding
first player
Sterling.
that comes to
Here's
mind.
my
That's
point.
what I'm saying.
I'm holding Sterling to that level. While
No,
still
that's why I'm saying you're
Mudryk,
wrong.
Jackson. All right. So okay.
No, I'm
So
saying
maybe
I'm not. Okay,
Why
listen,
he would,
Mo,
why would
he's
it be
not
wrong to
he's-
hold him in that standard?
He's better than Jackson. He's better than Mudryk. He's better than all of these guys. But he's not someone. He's not a Premier League great. He's not.
But
he's
that's not what that's. You don't need to be at Chelsea. You don't need to be Premier League great. What I need to, it's like neither hot, neither cold. That's how Sterling was a Chelsea career. So, for example, I'll give you like when he how you say it, when he is not in the mood, he's not in the mood, and he will not he will not help the youngsters to come
true.
out of funk. He will not bring the team out of funk if you need to. I can tell you, when he's on form, you cannot play the guy.
Yes.
The guy will be unbeatable. The problem is we have so many youngsters that probably rely a little bit more on the Sterling, even though he's not Premier League great, but they rely on him to be his example. And when you see Sterling not happy, or least, I wouldn't say happy, but least not performing, yes, interested, but like if he's not interested,
Why should I be? Yeah,
a bit like Rashford. I think, and I think he's he strikes me as a for himself type of player. It's a bit like himself. Like we played Tottenham recently, where Son took the game by the scruff of the neck. We played Fulham recently, where Bruno took the ball of the scruff of the neck. But it wasn't just about him. Them two as individuals, they brought the whole team in together. Sterling, Alex is right. Sterling has individual moments of brilliance. He can dribble past one, past two, past three. But if he's not feeling it, you can really visibly see that he's not feeling it. And it's not been that he's not feeling it. He's not feeling you in terms of the player that's next to him. Like, it reverberates. And that really affects Chelsea. And I think in terms of, this is where we're talking about, this kind of relates to Thiago Silva and kind of the lack of leadership and character. I think Thiago Silva has to be there to hold Badiashili's hand. I think, and whoever else is there. I know people are saying, but he's tall, he's big, he's quality. But on the pitch, when things are going on and going on rough,
you're right.
Badiashile just had an unforced error. Imagine it was Badiashile and Colwell or no Thiago then. Who's going to be there to kind of reassure him? Maybe Newcastle go again and cause another unforced error. Now the back line is looking shaky. Now the midfield has to go back and help the back line. And instead of coming back into the game, Chelsea are having to defend because they're now worried about their defense. And so it's what happens when you've totally gutted the team of any experience. And so unfortunately for now, for Chelsea in terms of Thiago, they're going to have to have a 39-year-old in the middle of their defense until more experience comes into their squad.
It's actually so sad to see how far Chelsea have dropped off. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because like, I remember obviously growing up, Chelsea was like the English team. Now, you know what I'm trying to say? There was a team where Chelsea had 9 national team captains playing. You have the captain of the Republic in goal, the captain of Serbia at right back, the captain of England at centre back. Then you have Lampard, who's the vice captain of England, the captain of Ivory Coast, the captain of Nigeria. You have all of these leaders, and now you have literally nowhere to look. The only way you can look is a 39-year-old Thiago Silva, who's been the captain of his national team. That's the only visible leader on the pitch. There's not a single other leader on that team, not one. And I think maybe that's why Thiago Silva is playing rather than somebody else who might be younger, because there's literally no alternative. There's no one, like, who's the leader on the pitch? Mo, the reason agenda is maybe the wrong word, but I feel like your standards for Sterling are unfair. He's never that player.
I've been told that. When I said Sterling.
No, but that's not wrong. I'm saying if we're having a fair, unbiased discussion, Raheem Sterling never was that. He's never going to be that kind of player. Like, for example, Hazard, he was never a leader in terms of being vocal or his persona, but Hazard was a leader in terms of the pitch. Like, Hazard, I was listening to John Terry's interview. They would let Hazard do whatever he wanted in training. They would hold Hazard to a different standard, because he'll just give him the ball and he'll win you the game single-handed.
Yeah, but that's not leadership. That's not leadership. That's quality.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, Hazard, players like Hazard, you give them a bypass. You can't give Sterling a bypass because he's not that good.
Well, unless he doesn't play. Hazard works when your other players are willing to track, pack, and cover for him. Of course. Hazard doesn't work when he loses the ball in the final third and the other opposition are going the other way, and he's just walking around. Leadership is influence. Yeah. What's your influence on the pitch? Is it negative or is it positive? Yeah. And when I look at Sterling's body language at times and what he's doing, like, I keep on going to that penalty that you guys took against Man City. And I didn't even know, Alex corrected me, that it's Cole Palmer that's the designated penalty taker. So if Cole Palmer's a designated penalty taker, why are you taking the ball?
That was not good.
Why even let that happen? You could cause. You need
especially
to draw
an older player.
You need to draw the game, and you're there arguing with the guy. He needs to focus on taking the penalty, but he's having to argue with you. So that's not a guy that's for the positive. That's not a guy that's willing to sacrifice from. I've seen John Terry put his head like in front of the ball and things. It's leadership. If you're watching that.
And John Terry's leading other captains. He's leading other leaders. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, these are some of the best players to ever play the game in the Premier League. And what John Terry says goes. You feel me? And that's what Chelsea are lacking. Tell me one person that you can look to at Chelsea Football Club in the entire organization, not the coach, not the owners, because they have no clue what they're doing. Like Chelsea before, there was a hierarchy. Everyone answers to Abramovich, but Jose Mourinho answers to Abramovich. Everyone else answers to Jose Mourinho. The players are accountable to John Terry. Who's the figure? Give me one figure at Chelsea now that you can be accountable to. Give me one. Todd Bowley has no clue what he's doing. Egbali is never there. Who's the sporting director?
Even the latest
Pochettino's a little like Pochettino's never been a leader. He's been a coach. He's never been a leader. He's coached Southampton, where we had his translator, good young group of players. Tottenham Hotspur, never any expectations. He was able to do whatever he wanted. Poch has never needed to lead. There's no leader at Chelsea, and that's the problem.
That's my point. I was gonna bring. We don't have the leader on the pitch, and the manager is not helping the situation either.
Yeah.
confusing them
Yeah.
with constant changing of tactics.
Yeah.
That it's bring confusion to young players. That's why I wanted Pochettino in the first place, because he was a coach. I want him to get the coach experience as a young players. That's why I want him. Nothing. Just get me to top 4 by coaching the kids, because we have too many kids. If you succeed above it, you won.
Alex,
But
do you
I
think?
want you to at least get me something. Do you see us play sometimes more than 5 passes? Do you see combination lines? No.
No.
It's pretty much not happening until you see Disasi move is a right back, and the French guy come in, D'Artagnan with the mustache, look like one of those 3 musketeers.
Gusto.
Alex, I'll ask you a question though. I feel like we're putting too many expectations on Chelsea. How many players are world class at Chelsea right now?
Don't talk to me about that. I'm too old for the world.
No. I'm just saying, like,
players.
how many players?
I
Okay,
don't judge
let's
players
the
for
lead
that.
this thing, right? Like, another problem is you spent almost $1 billion in the last year. How many players can you say?
Not
Okay,
on starting 11.
how many players are elite, very, very good football players at Chelsea? Right
None.
now? You can't
None.
say that.
We have
And
potentials.
you've spent so much. Like, there's so many problems
We
at Chelsea.
have
and
a team
I
of
feel
potentials.
I feel really exactly. It's unfortunate, but yeah. Anyway.
Jess.
By the way,
Chelsea-
for me,
Yeah. Go ahead.
quick.
No, go ahead.
For
Alex.
me, world-class player, I only put it at the end of the player's career.
Can
So I can look at his career total, and I
That's
can tell.
very respectable, by the way.
Otherwise, don't talk to me about the
Yeah.
kids that suck us and.
Mo,
So
I just want-
I wanted to ask
I respect
Jess
that
a
wholeheartedly,
question.
by the
Who
way.
do you think at Chelsea now can make the difference? I think that's the question that every time we look at the Chelsea team, I'm like, I need someone to make the difference. I need, like Arsenal, you have the Sakas, you have Odegaard, you have Declan Rice, even Newcastle look like Bruno Guimaraes in the midfield. He's a leader. Zim Botman in the back.
Yeah.
Even Anthony Gordon, sometimes as young as he is, I
Yeah.
feel like he is all right to carry the weight on his shoulders. Sometimes
But he's got a
give me the
reference
ball.
point. He's got
I
something to
am
look at.
gonna do this. Who at Chelsea?
I'm gonna
is
say-
doing that?
I'm gonna say, when I look at teams that have had a drastic change in fortunes over the last few years, I look at Liverpool when they signed Alisson. I look at Arsenal when they got Ramsdale. I look at what's happened to United this season with Onana being unreliable. And I look at Chelsea and look at their goalkeeper, and he doesn't really. I know he's injured right now. He's not playing right now, is he? The goalkeeper, Sanchez. But I think that could be a point because the Chelsea team that we know was built on the back of Petr Cech. Obviously, a lot of other class players as well, but their goalkeeper was solid. And I feel like until Chelsea saw out at the back, they're not really going to be able to go forward, in my opinion. Because the Sanchez, what is he good at? Does he play out? Has he got good distribution? Is he a good shot stopper?
He's the only one available. That's why they signed him. Like,
Yeah,
there's
so I
literally
think
no
that
other good
that's-
goalkeepers available.
Yes, I think maybe that's an area that no one's highlighted yet. We've been talking about how
I
Thiago
think-
Silva's too
I
old.
think it's the setup of the manager. When the manager is gonna realize he's starting 11, then we can talk about the Chelsea.
Yeah, I think
I don't
looking
think
at
he knows starting 11. Chelsea
Yeah.
starting 11. That's the
and
problem.
being the opposition today, feeling with Chelsea is that it is. I think a team reflects its manager, and I think Pochettino is a person who lacks conviction. I was going to ask Alex earlier if, in hindsight, like looking back 2020, obviously looking something back his 2020 vision, whether Chelsea were better off with an older manager, i.e., even a Gus Hiddink, even someone to really farm, someone to really
I
farm.
didn't want Tuchel to go. I was pissed off that Tuchel left.
Yeah. So, like, because when I was feeling them, yes, Chelsea had like 70, 80, 85% of the possession. But I never really felt, not that they weren't creating chance, but I think they lacked conviction. I feel like when they got into the final third, they were like, "Oh, how's this going to turn out?" And it's kind of explains why they don't really move the ball very fast across the back lines. Then they had opportunities when the Sassi gets the ball, he's got at least 3 or 4 seconds to do something, but he doesn't back himself to do it. He doesn't back himself to run against the player to make.
Isn't the right?
He's not, but he's there anyway. He can't.
It's not the Disasi. That's the problem. It's not only Disasi that's had that.
It's everybody. It's everybody.
It's everybody. Mo, why do you think strikers take sometimes too many touches? It's because they're not comfortable.
Yeah.
And because it's in the head. You know how you can identify a striker that's not comfortable in the tight spaces? he automatically move outside the box.
Yeah.
His first touch is gonna move the ball outside the box.
Or away
That's
from
your
the ball.
first sign of the not player that not comfortable with his touch, player not comfortable with in the tight spaces.
If Trippier doesn't make that mistake, if Trippier
But
doesn't make that
Chelsea
mistake,
deserve a goal though,
Yeah,
because
but
I think
Yashini made a
Newcastle
mistake for
were
you.
great.
You didn't do nothing at
Yeah,
all.
let me do this super chess, and then because I want to speak about Newcastle for a bit. Raz is saying big up top right and the panel. Come on, you gooners. Thank you, Raz. African Giants play spot on, more right positions, not ready place, which is what we're saying. You're getting a center back to have space on the right side and another center back, and a player like Gallagher to be the 10 behind the forward. Yes, exactly. It's kind of ridiculous, to be honest, that everything is looking all right, but the players are wrong in the wrong places. Tapilo Joe Mohali, okay, is saying Disasi overcooks his pass. He is only a center back because he's not a right back. Thank you so much. Levi misses that pass because he's not a left back. Caicedo and Silva fuck up. Badashili fuck up. Forcing back effed up for that goal. Yes, I did. To be honest with you, I didn't see the need today for him to play center back. There was no need.
Do you know what's funny? How long it took him to acknowledge that? How long?
About 70
That's my
minutes.
problem with Pochettino. How long does I don't know the starting lineups. I don't judge starting lineups because I don't know what's going on in training. But in the game, when he makes substitutions, when he make adjustments, that's my true how he thinks. And question for you: you saw all of you saw 4 center backs on the field. He's gonna say, "But no, we don't play 4 center backs." That's how he actually defended himself. How long does it take him to change that thing today? 70 minutes.
70 minutes. I think it took 70 minutes for him to
70
realize.
minutes to adjust that mistake or system.
But the thing about it, that every time I'm looking at Chelsea, I feel like there are ideas. There are ideas on the pitch. There are ideas. The problem is, I don't know if it's injuries. I don't know if it's wrong personnel. But the ideas are there. But which is I've been very consistent from the beginning of the season. To be honest, there are ideas.
Why was Enzo taken off, by the way, in 30 minutes?
I think it's groin injury.
Okay.
He was playing in the wrong place anyway. You cannot play Gallagher, Enzo, and freaking Caicedo. That's not a midfield that should start.
You know what's gonna be the biggest problem, in my opinion, when Nkunku comes back. I think Chelsea's 2 most talented players or 2 most game-changing players are Cole Palmer and Nkunku, right? They both play and occupy similar positions on the pitch. How are you going to get both of them to play? Because if you put Cole Palmer on the wing, you lose the speed that you can get on that side. It's just going to be man.
I think it's going to be a 2 or 3 midfield. I think original starting 11 is going to be Jackson, Palmer, and Nkunku
on the sides. So you're
4 left. And he's still
going to be a 3. Is going to be 3 midfielders, which is Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia.
Yeah. Listen, switching a little bit of gears about Newcastle. Philip, Trippier, another mistake. Should he get dropped? Livramento on the right, Dan Burn on the left. Dropped. I think he was rested, but he wasn't dropped. Should he get dropped from the starting 11?
This is for Champions League, yeah?
Say that again, sorry?
Said he was rested for the Champions League, yeah? Trippier.
No, I think it's difficult to say at the moment whether it's essentially bad luck, where every mistake you make is capitalized on. It obviously happened in the Everton game, out of all people. Obviously, two mistakes, 2 goals, and then it happens again against Chelsea. He tried to rectify it and show big cojones and take the penalty. But if you're going to take the penalty, you have to score the penalty, and he didn't do that. And
well, he's the captain. He has to.
He has to. There were other players that could have taken it. He didn't have to take it then and there. There's other players that could have taken that penalty. And so, yeah, I mean, it was just, he's not going to get dropped for that. We're talking about leadership, we're talking about influence. He's still one of our top leaders, still one of our top influencers. So no, he doesn't get dropped. I do think he'll continue. He'll probably return against Luton, and Livramento will go to the left. Yeah, and Dan Burn or Dan Burn, whichever way.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's unfair, like for someone who's been so good for the last however long he's been there. He's been their captain for some periods as well. For him to just, I mean, it's an unfortunate run. I mean, players make mistakes all the time, and as Philip said, they don't always lead to goals. So it's just unfortunate that every single time he's made a mistake, they've conceded from it.
Yeah, it's like Casado. It's like Casado nearly ripped Anthony Gordon's
It wasn't
calf.
a red card. It wasn't a red card stuff.
Oh my word!
But yeah, no, I think
the fact that you're getting so defensive about it lets me know that
No. I watched the replay 4 times. I'm usually really.
He slid through his calf all the way down his ankles. I think VAR would have at least asked the referee to look at it just to say that. And also, the dive from Conor Gallagher should have got a yellow. He got booked with a yellow card later on. You know,
what's his name? Bruno should have been sent off.
Yes. Not sent off. Not sent off. Yellow. The yellow was deserved. 100%.
Who was he swinging with that foot, man?
Oh, the guy that nearly took the guy that nearly took off his legs just moments earlier. Conor Gallagher nearly took off his legs moments earlier. So
yeah, but why Ian Matson has to do with anything?
No, I know exactly. So it's the same thing with Casado. Why is he injuring Anthony Gordon?
Casado literally, it's not a red for the one specific reason. He's fighting to get in front of it, push his foot to get to the ball. That's not a red card. He accidentally steps.
How is he going to push his foot to the ball? He's nowhere near it.
Easy. You use a cuff to push somebody's foot. You've never done it?
What is
you use your cuff. Look, here's your foot.
He's behind him. Anthony
Gordon's
back
here's the thing. You push it to get it in front of it.
So, but he didn't push it. He took his whole scarf off.
Yo, these Arsenal fans are weird, fam. What are you doing? What's this guy doing? He's doing all of that, bro. Doing some Naruto.
All I'm gonna say is that when I was watching it,
what are you doing, bro?
All I want to say is that when I was watching it, I didn't think it was a red card because he was trying to get to the ball, but then it's accidental. But then I could have seen it given a red card, and I wouldn't. Chelsea would not have complained a lot because, again, at the end, accidents happen, but intention isn't part of the law.
It isn't.
Yeah. We heard Matt's argument. Yeah, intentions are not. Yeah, intentions are. The intention to hurt somebody, it is there. When Bruno swings his foot like a freaking baseball bat to get Ian Matson stopped, even though he's not running anywhere on the sideline.
Yeah.
How is that not intention?
Just remember that incident happened when? In the 80th minute?
By the way,
the Casado incident happened when? 20th minute?
In the beginning.
If you tackle somebody, guys, and you miss them, right, it's not a red card because you missed them.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
unless you're
flying
I'm talking about, Mo?
Trying to hurt.
Mo, are you even watched the replay?
Yeah, the Bruno Guimaraes to Ian Matson on the left side when Ian Matson held his face for some reason. He
fell when he
fell on his face. Then, all right. But anyway, let's move on from the red card because I don't think it mattered that much. Because I can see both ways. I can see not giving a red card, and I can see giving us a red card. But Newcastle, it's going to be another year. Are you out of the other cup as well?
No, FA Cup. We've got third round against Sunderland coming up in January.
That's a big game.
Derby.
Yeah.
Big derby.
So where's Newcastle's season going? Because I've seen.
Very good question.
Because I've had a lot of comments from some of the viewers that have been like with us for a while, and they keep telling me you're sleeping on Newcastle. You're sleeping on Newcastle. We're coming for top 4. We're coming for top 4. I'm not seeing it.
Right.
I'm not seeing it.
You're not seeing Newcastle coming for top 4?
I'm not seeing it this season, no, because I think you're behind.
So before we lost the 3 games in a row, we were in the top 4 for teams in form, and this was the season where people were saying we're going to slow down because we're not used to playing in multiple cup competitions. So we've proved that we can play multiple cup competitions. We've had multiple, as everybody knows, as many injuries as Chelsea, even more, even Man United, and we're still there. We're literally running on fumes, but we're still there. Imagine if we had Toney. Imagine if we had Sam Bottom fit. Imagine if Isak was here. Callum Wilson was playing his 3rd game today, and he's still here. So I don't know what you're seeing with beating Arsenal 1-0, beating Man United, we're beating Man City, we're beating Chelsea. We're doing all that we can to show that we belong to at least compete and to be considered for top 4. So we have to prove it. I'm not saying, oh yeah, we're top 4. We have to prove it, but I think we're doing all that we can to show that we are at least
I think
competing to be
Newcastle
there.
is one of the misunderstood clubs from other, like especially from YouTubers. It's like
100%.
madness.
100%.
How they
Do you
misunderstood.
guys
100%.
know that Newcastle are 16th in the away table?
Yes.
16th.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
too far down. You're 9 points behind Aston Villa, who I think you're competing with for the top, unless you think you're competing with Manchester City.
For the top 4.
Yeah.
No,
So who
probably
you're-
be,
It's
it probably
only
end up
to-
being Spurs, Man City, Man United. I think Man United will still be. I think people disregard Man United too much.
At the start of the season, I had Newcastle 6th. I had Villa and Newcastle 5th and 6th. I had the top 4
Chelsea
remaining.
3.
Huh?
Chelsea's going to Chelsea up with
I had
Chelsea.
the top 4 staying as it did last year.
Yeah, I actually think, but I think if Newcastle don't get Champions League football, I think it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
For Eddie
The
Howe.
reason why I'm saying that, when Man City started their journey, they made sure consistently to get top 4 and Champions League football.
That's
think-
when I think that Newcastle is misunderstood club.
What do you mean? Is a misunderstood?
What I mean is,
know exactly what Alex is saying.
your ex-friend used to make fun of Newcastle signings and stuff like that. And the reason why he was doing it, he said, "How you gonna bring me this ugly white boy running on the side? What's his name? Newcastle
Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon. How you can buy Anthony Gordon? How you can buy that other guy bum from Leicester to Newcastle? You in a competition. You in the top 4." Here's the situation with what happened with Newcastle. Newcastle, just like Man United, got speed up into the top 4 last season. I don't think even Newcastle owners expected that. So what happened was, I think Newcastle is signing the players to be within around that top 4, top 6 group for seasons to come. They're not supposed to be there yet. It's just we got there a year earlier than it was. And so the signings that we made is actually to keep him help within a Premier League, because the players that they got, Anthony Gordon and all of that, they Premier League players. They didn't but to compete with Real Madrid
for a Premier League or to compete for the Champions League.
Exactly. You have
they're
to
still very early in the process. They're still very early in the process.
Exactly.
And like to build on to what Alex is saying, and I know Philip is probably going to agree. Did Newcastle deserve top 4 last year? Absolutely. But that's probably because Chelsea were absolutely terrible. Liverpool, like, because you're forgetting, when Eddie Howe came, they were in the bottom 3. You don't go from bottom 3 one year to finishing top 4 literally the next year. It doesn't work like that. What Newcastle are trying to do is build a sustainable team to be in that top 6 team, to be a top 6 team. Like they're still in the
so Mo, you mentioned
say again. Just
Mo, you mentioned
Just
Leicester. You mentioned Leicester, but remember the
No, I mentioned Leicester. I said Leicester.
Well, he followed.
Leicester.
Mo followed up.
He said just said Leicester.
but you echoed it, and I'm gonna say yes. Leicester won the Premier League. They made the mistake of
for Newcastle.
Leicester
what
made
not
the
to do.
Yeah, well, Leicester made the mistake of believing they're actually Premier League
elite,
and they started spending like Premier League elite.
Exactly,
and they lost it.
And they thought, we can go back to back instead of actually building the foundation. Whereas Newcastle, they understand, okay, maybe we have accelerated this process into the top 4. Let's try and remain here. Let's try and build this solid foundation. That's why you go out and get someone like Sandro Tonali, because that's a player that fits around the Joe Lintons and the Bruno Guimaraes. You're not going out and signing Mbappe. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Overrated.
No. Mo. I don't rate Tonali that highly either. But I'm saying he's in the framework with Joe Linton and Joe Willock and Bruno Guimaraes. They're all the same mold of players. So you're trying to build a foundation. So in about 2-3 years, you can continue to compete after you got a solid foundation. Like that's, and Alex is 100% correct. Everyone has Newcastle misunderstood as if they are Premier League competitors now. They're not. They're going to be a 4 to 7 team, build that foundation, get comfortable there, which is exactly what Man City did, by the way. Man City didn't go, you're forgetting, Man City bought Craig Bellamy and things like that before they went to buy the Robinhos of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you have to build slowly.
I think people are more kind of, the more reason why they're misunderstood is that I think people have a perception of what they think a Premier League team looks like. It has to have stars and stars and stars.
Exactly.
So Newcastle, one of the best teams in the Premier League in terms of Yeah.
You
So
got
you got
Saudis. You got stereotype.
yeah,
on your
yeah,
club.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when they said, "Oh,
Everyone saw Arab money. They saw, you know what? They're a good team now. They're gonna go on and buy.
Turns out, white boy
they-
from America spends more money than Saudis.
exactly,
Who knew?
exactly. You know what I'm trying to say? So, and I think it's one of the best projects in football right now, in my opinion. Like the way you're slowly building, you're getting great. Like for example, the Chelsea left back that you lot got Lewis Hall, for example.
Hall.
Like
Should've
Lewis
played
Hall,
today.
Livermento, Dan Burn, Trippier from Atletico Madrid. This is a project you're trying to build. You buy a player that's gone to Atletico Madrid. He's English. He can be a leader for your team. You buy Joe Linton.
The only thing with it is that they're gonna have to step it up at some point. Because for instance, if you're Isak, you spent a year and a bit now in Newcastle.
Yeah,
Real
but he's still
Madrid-
relatively young. He's still relatively
top
young, though.
level.
Anthony Gordon is still relatively young. Bruno
No, I'm not saying he's
Guimaraes-
top level, but if he continues on the trajectory that he's at, you're thinking at least a year, 18 months before Real Madrid start looking around, other teams start looking around.
It doesn't. No. Here's the thing with what's the name? With youngsters, when you buy a youngster, one thing they do have like how you say it, competitiveness. I want to win something, so you keep him for the competitive. When they win, then they like, oh, you know what? My eyes are open a little bit. Go overseas, Real Madrid.
Okay.
But until then, I don't think you should be worried about thing. By the way, why is your friend Martin is butthurt in the chat, man?
Yeah, we'll talk about Arsenal now. Martin is going to be butthurt. Andrew
Martin
here
is like
saying,
butthurt
that's a
over there,
question.
all the way down under.
Question for
That's highly
Alex.
disrespectful.
Will Chelsea end up like Leeds or Leicester? That's a question.
I don't know. I'm not Nostradamus. If I was, I'll spend my time in the casinos. I don't know.
Andrew, I actually don't think. I think Chelsea are going to go back.
Martin said Newcastle spent over 400 million in a bit more than a season, and it's all chill. They spent a bit more than 400 million to get from 17th place into the top 4 and be a very
2.5.
I think that's a very good spending.
2.5 years.
And that's what I'm saying. Chelsea did not spend billions.
You from relegation, from being the
Chelsea did not spend a lot of money on the starting 11
in the Premier League, and now you're a European team. Like that's what the 400 million is for. Chelsea spent 1.3 billion, went from 10th to 14th. Like they spent their money very, very well.
Again, it's misunderstood what Newcastle is to what Chelsea is. Chelsea does not know in the world only from number one team. Chelsea know for academy. We have a bigger academy than Barcelona at this point. So we have to buy those youngsters. Newcastle doesn't. Arsenal doesn't. They don't. Chelsea do. Because we have to build the money from it.
All right. So okay. I'll move on a little bit to Arsenal now. Gabriel Jesus, though. This has been circling around in the last couple of days about Osimhen or Ivan Toney. And it goes back because the January transfer window is coming. Should Arsenal replace Gabriel Jesus with an out-and-out number 9?
I'll let the Arsenal fan answer.
Yes.
Let the Arsenal fan answer this one.
You guys think I'm some kind of footballing terrorist because I have opinions that are different to what you have. Me personally, I don't see any problem with Gabriel Jesus. The reason why I also didn't win the league last season isn't because Jesus didn't score 25 goals a season. We collapsed due to the injury of William Saliba, who started conceding
That's nonsense.
goals.
That's nonsense. I'm not. No. Every time an Arsenal fan mentions that, I'm gonna call you out on your nonsense. Saliba not playing is not the reason that Saka missed a penalty against West Ham and you lot bottled the 2-0 lead. Saliba not playing is not you being 3-1 down at home to Southampton. It's not because of Saliba. That excuse is nonsense, and I'm not going to accept that. It's bullshit. I'm sorry.
It's a part, but it's not all of it.
Yeah, it's not the main reason. You can't lose to an already relegated team 3-1 at home, or be losing, or give up a 2-0 lead against West Ham after you're winning after 10 minutes playing the most incredible half. It's not William Saliba. Like that excuse is nonsense.
Can I speak? Yeah, thank you. So you're saying conceding 3 goals isn't because of the defender? That's what you basically said to me.
No, I'm saying regardless of William Saliba, a Premier League winning team should not concede 3 goals to a team
as well.
Relegated.
There's one thing Saliba does as well. He's playing out from the back. He plays a ball that bypasses Ben White and goes straight to Saka a lot from the back. And it's those things there. And it's not just that, it's the fact that not that he wasn't there, that Rob Holding was playing. That's another big thing. So aside from that, if we're looking at replacing Jesus, which I'm not a fan of at all, and you're talking about Ivan Toney, I think it's extremely disrespectful. I think Ivan Toney's best season was last season. I think he got maybe 17 goals, which oh, my battery's dying, guys.
Him and Tonali should play for the same team.
Why are you saying this?
For gamblers. Gamblers Anonymous.
Yeah, no, guys, like Jesus, I don't want to replace him. I think he's fine. He's not going to score 20 plus goals in the season. But everyone knows that if Arsenal on song between Odegaard, Martinelli, and Saka, there'll be enough goals. We showed it last season.
But they aren't, though.
Pardon me?
They aren't.
What do you mean?
So that was the argument, though. They were last season.
Yeah,
At the
Mhm.
current moment, we're 17 games in. So there's 2 games left, including one game against Liverpool.
And Arsenal were in the league.
Hold on. Yeah, just hear me out. I'm not knocking down Arsenal. Just let me finish.
I'm listening. I'm just getting my charger. Okay, like keep talking.
All right. The problem is at the moment, Arsenal, there's only one guy. There is no striker or no forward that scored more than 5 goals. Bukayo Saka scored 5. I think Odegaard scored 5. Some of them are penalties. So that's the problem that people are talking about. I actually think, this is my opinion, this is just my personal opinion, that Arsenal are playing a football, including someone like Gabriel Jesus. The whole system will have to change if you get an out-and-out number 9, unless he does what Jesus does, plus scoring 20 plus goals, which is, I don't think in the current market there is anybody.
And then I will ask the big question. Name me the season with the same style going next season after with Arteta.
Like, I don't understand
my point. The other thing is that people
did Arteta have the same season with the same style of football for season after season after season after season?
I would say so. He's done 4 seasons. I think he between when we finished 5th and last season, very, very similar. But we didn't have Zinchenko and Jesus.
But here is the problem, Jess. Last season, I'm not sure if you heard me or not.
There's no problem. There's no problem. Like
there is a little bit of a problem.
No, because we're saying there's not enough goals, but somehow this team that's not scoring enough goals is top of the Premier League.
By your defense, because you're averaging less than a goal a game.
It doesn't matter. Like honestly,
you still scored 35 goals. Okay, so you scored less goals than Newcastle.
Okay, tell me this, yeah. If it's so important how many goals you score, tell me how many goals the last 5 Premier League winners have scored. We don't know.
90
exactly. The point I'm making.
90 plus. 90, without me looking, 90 plus.
Yeah,
without me looking.
No. Tell me the number. Plus. I don't mean last 5 seasons. Last 5 winners. So Manchester City, Leicester, Chelsea, Liverpool.
Leicester was like 7 years ago.
Okay,
but what I'm saying is, you can't actually give me a number. You can say 90 plus. Tell me a number. We don't know.
Only one season when Man City scored 83 goals. That's 3 seasons ago.
The point I'm making is that we don't know the number of goals because all that matters at the end is winning and finishing on the top. Okay, that's simple as that. So whether or not if Arsenal have like 7 players who score 7 goals each, and that's good enough for the league, that's good enough.
Fantastic. Yeah. The thing about it that last year, Jesus, Martinelli
was injured for 3 months.
Okay, no, sorry. Martinelli, Saka, Odegaard, each one of them got 15 plus goals. That's 45 goals within 3 players. That's enough.
So that's why people are saying we need a striker, because if Martinelli, Odegaard,
are you Arsenal fan?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I said that's what people are saying.
I thought you said we for a minute. I was like,
whoa,
what?
Relax, calm down. I said that's what people are saying. That's
he took that as an insult, bro.
Yeah,
like
he's wearing a whole kit. He's wearing a whole kit. That's why he's wearing a whole kit.
I went to university in Hull, innit?
Insulted him.
I went to the uni of Hull, so.
That's why I think he reacted like that, because you're wearing Hull's
kit. Man was a professor there.
No, I think that's why people are saying you need a consistent goal scoring attacker who's going to score 15, 20 goals or 20, 25 goals a season. Because if Odegaard is not scoring goals, or if Martinelli is not scoring goals, you have that guarantee there. Gabriel Jesus is perfectly fine if everyone else is chipping in 15 goals, and he can also chip in 15 goals, because that's already 60 goals right there. You feel me? But if you know Gabriel's only going to get 15, that puts pressure on everyone else to get 15 as well, which is not really going to. I mean, it very rarely happens where a Premier League team wins it without having a bona fide striker who scored 20, 25 goals.
What's his name?
Man City did. Man
Yeah,
City
but Man
didn't
City
have
had,
it.
Liverpool
like, players
did.
scoring 15 goals. You have Raheem
Liverpool
Sterling scoring,
did,
you have
people.
Mahrez scoring. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's
I
plenty
think
of guys.
Ivan
I
Toney
feel
would
like Man
force
City's
up.
an anomaly personally.
Yeah,
Like
but it
when
would
Liverpool won it, they had
force.
Salah
Hold on,
scoring like
Liverpool did with Firmino, but the wingers
yeah,
were
but no,
scoring
no.
20
Okay,
goals.
Mo, this is what you're doing. I didn't say a bona fide striker. I said a bona fide attacker. Mo Salah was scoring 25, 30 goals. You feel me? So it doesn't have to be your focal point number 9.
I'm just saying, Arsenal, if you get in Toney, prepared for your fluidity up top will be not as good as it is.
Can
And
I
I
say
don't
as well,
think
guys?
it's good now.
So last season, Man City scored 94 goals in the league, yeah, with the number 9 of all number 9s. Okay. The season before, without that number 9, they scored 99 goals. Okay, so they scored more goals without number 9. For all Arsenal's lack of goals, they only scored 6 goals less than Man City, who have the best striker.
The
in
only
the world
problem for
playing up
you is
front.
that you're not Man
You?
City.
You're talking about
Thank
Arsenal?
you.
But
Thank
what
you.
the point I'm
That's
making,
the only
exactly
problem.
what-
That's
we're
the
not
only
Man City.
problem.
The point I'm making is, okay,
Yeah.
we don't need this 25 goal season
No,
striker. Like
it's a full. It's a
problem
full.
is, yeah,
You
okay,
don't.
let's say
By
we
the
don't
way,
need
you
it.
don't, Jess. We agree with you. You don't.
Yeah.
If everybody else is chipping in goals,
Yeah. So
are
I
they
think
chipping in goals?
Yeah, they clearly are because we're top
How
of
are
the
they?
league.
Okay, so I'm giving you what happened last season. You had 3 players, 15 plus goals, right?
Mhm.
On this season, 17 games in, your top scorer has 5 goals.
Yep.
That's on course for not even getting double digits.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
You don't think that's a problem?
No, the problem would be not being. It will be a problem if we weren't top of the league, but we are. So I'm finding it hard
I'm
to
not
see.
saying there is a problem. I'm telling you, this is what is happening. Your players is either need to step up more, the wingers and the players behind the striker, or Gabriel Jesus needs to score more goals.
Or maybe we keep defending how we're defending and score the same amount of goals.
That's not sustainable, bro. That's. I think that's what people are trying to say.
Mate,
Like you're not gonna consistently score in the 85th
I
minute
think-
every single game
yeah,
to win you points. It's
yeah.
just not gonna
I think-
happen.
I think what
Okay,
Mo's
no,
saying is-
Nostradamus. Tell me what's going to happen.
I think
Tell me
Mo,
more
I
about
think,
what's
I
gonna
think Mo was
happen.
saying that Mo was trying to say is that you've got a really good jab, but you need a right hand as well. You need
No.
to win this league. You can't
I'm
just
going
win
back.
You
it.
need an
I'm
option.
going
not
back here,
saying-
guys. I'm going
I
back
am-
here because
I am not. I'm not saying to. I actually think that Gabriel Jesus, as I started this thing, is a big factor in how you play football. But you need another option that is different than Eddie and Ketia. What I mean if it's not working during the game, you need someone in the 60th minute to be
But
different.
so Sterling Ketia
Eddie
then
and
don't
Ketia isn't that guy.
Jesus. Sterling Ketia. Don't
Eddie
say
Yeah, I
Jesus.
don't
No,
understand
here
why Jesus has to be sold.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have to be sold. The thing is, yeah, we can't.
No,
really
no,
sell
but
Nketiah.
sorry, Jess, but let me just add this
Go
point.
on.
The problem is, Alex, is that if Ivan Toney comes in, do you put Ivan Toney on the bench as an option, or you bench Jesus? Because Ivan Toney
You
is going to
put
come
Jesus
in.
and Ivan Toney. You bench Kai Havertz.
What? No. What?
Oh,
No.
you want Kai Havertz? Okay, bench Jesus.
No.
Kai Havertz. I don't care.
Hold on. So to play Jesus and Ivan Toney, that means either Martinelli or Saka isn't going to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's saying left midfield. Are you saying left midfield, Mo? Are you saying to put Jesus where Havertz
I
is?
never said that. Alex.
No, I'm asking.
the one. Alex is the one.
I said,
He's the one. I did it.
If you bring Toney, that means Toney has to play as a center forward.
Yeah.
Jesus has to play right beside him.
Yeah.
And Saka or Martinelli, one of them going to be dropped. I'm assuming it's Martinelli.
Competition. It's not a bad
All
thing.
right.
Yeah.
Yo, Jess.
All right.
Oh,
A lot of it. Let me do this super
your
chat.
camera is old.
Can I-
You're
can I
using
just-
this
can
to
I just-
zoom in, zoom out.
Let me do this super chat. Kevin is saying we conceded almost 40 of our entire goals in those last 8 games of the season, right after Saliba and Tomiyasu got hurt at the same time. That's the response to Muhammad.
Oh,
I
Saka
actually
can
said
play
it.
left wing back.
I
Saka can
actually,
play left
Go
wing back.
away.
Martin, let's
we're
not
joking,
do
we're
You know what? Yeah,
Let's not do that.
we're kidding now. We're
I'd rather
kidding.
we not do that.
I want to say something because I'm sick of this. Yeah, just because someone speaks and sounds convincing, it doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. Chelsea guy, I'm done. This is wild. You're trolling us. You got to be trolling.
I'm not
You're
trolling
making me
you.
come out of my character now. Sorry. Let me go back. Here.
Richard, why do Arsenal fans ignore all the issues and just keep repeating we are top of the league? Jess.
The
Same
reason
thing
why-
last season. Let me finish the question. Same thing last season, and look what happened.
Exactly. Look what happened last season. If we're going to talk about what happened last season, the bottom line is we fell off. That's the bottom line. But why? Yeah. Not only did we lose Saliba, we lost Tommy Asu. We had Saka burnt out, and we had to play Robert Holding.
Wait, so Jess, you're assuming that there's going to be no injuries from now to the
Not
end of the season.
assuming.
Like no starting player is going to get injured again, yeah?
Not assuming.
So your formula for
Not
so
assuming.
your one sec. So based on your formula, the only way you are going to win the league is if no one gets injured.
Not assuming.
Which never happens.
Hoping and praying no one gets injured.
Whereas you can have matches in place where even if they do get injured, you win the league. That's what good teams do.
Okay, brother.
Like you have options on the bench, or
let me go back here.
Different ways of
I'm back here. So basically, yeah.
What are you doing? Why you keep switching the camera, by the way? It's so jarring. What are you doing, bro?
Let me land.
See these East Africans.
You're East African and you're from Mogadishu, the worst part of East Africa.
I didn't attack no one. I didn't say nothing directly about where you're from. You feel me? I didn't attack no one. I relaxed.
I take it back. That was wrong,
cool.
guys. I'm not anti-Mogadishu. Okay.
You definitely are. Like it was very
Yeah,
obvious.
it's the cat's out of the bag. Now.
It was very obvious.
Yeah, he was waiting for an
Guys, I have to
like,
go.
yeah.
I told you I have to go.
Yes,
So,
Alex.
good to see you guys.
Peace out, bro.
Nice to meet you.
So-
I'll see
Yeah,
you
bro.
guys later. Mo, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Alex.
I had
Thank
a
you.
point.
Congratulations.
Mo, what did you say? Because I had a point.
What do you mean you had a point? You had what?
Clearly
What
wasn't that
point?
important if you forgot it.
You see how you're switching. You see how you're switching your camera angles. I think
Yeah.
almost suggesting is maybe Arsenal need to have a little bit more than one option.
That's
up
what I was
front.
saying. Thank you. Cool. That's what I was saying. You helped me. So yeah, I was saying this, guys. Yeah. So it's very hard to get needle movers, like players that are actually going to take you to another level. Okay, because
Yeah.
Arsenal's start lineup is pretty good. Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying the best in the world, but it's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we can get Solanke to come and replace Eduardo Nketiah. That's
Yes.
fine. Yeah, we're not really moving the needle. What we're doing is what most just said. If players get injured, having someone to come in and back up. Yeah, they're not going to be great, but they're going to be okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. But signing someone like Ivan Toney, I assume you want Ivan Toney to start if he signs. First of all, if he was to start over Jesus, I don't think he raises the level of Arsenal. Okay, I don't think he plays in a style of play that is going to benefit Arsenal, take him to another level. So we can only sign players who are going to be happy to sit on the bench, like a Jorginho, like a Trossard, even though I think he's really good and should be starting, but it's difficult because you have Martinelli and Saka. So like Chelsea fans would be the ones to say, "Oh yeah, sign," because that's all they do. They just sign players and they only touch the top half of the table for the first time in like a whole year in October. So for me personally, I'm happy with what Arsenal have right now. And Mo, I'm hoping we don't get any injuries. Okay, players get injured, yes. Okay,
but bro, that's the point we're making, though. That's not likely. It's not likely that none of your starting players don't get injured or don't get burnt out, because, like, what's to say Saka's not going to get burnt out again, because he is going to play every
Jollof
single
rice,
minute.
fufu, pounded yam, Eba. That's what's going to make him not get burnt
You still
out.
got Champions League, by the way. You
That's
still
exactly
got.
what I
You
was
made a joke about Champions League. You're still in it. You're so
Like Saka's going to play every single minute. Like starting from January, Saka's going to play every single minute of every single game every 3 days. You feel
You're
me?
not.
You know
Arteta,
what? I feel like some Arsenal fans, I'm not saying Jess, treat Gabriel Jesus as, which is Martin, for example, in the chat. Martin, he has been here with us. He's like, Gabriel Jesus can play right wing. They are treating Gabriel Jesus as someone who's like, we're okay to drop him and he can be a backup for Saka.
Those Arsenal fans are mad. They weren't there. I was here. Okay, I've seen things at Arsenal. I've seen Yaya Sonogo in the flesh scoring the Champions League. Okay, I've seen Johan Juru and Felipe Senderos play centre back for us. Okay, I've seen Lucas Fabianski play for Arsenal. I've been there.
That's a good goalkeeper there, bro. He's killing that West. Do you know what I was thinking the other day? There's actually 3 goalkeepers playing in other teams right now that would all probably start for Arsenal right now. Szczesny at Juventus, Emi Martinez at Villa, and Fabianski at West Ham are all better than the goalkeepers that you have right now.
They're better than Raya, not better than Ramsdale. Ramsdale is
also
world-class.
your team Ramsdale. You're on that side of the border where you
I
don't
never
think
understood why they even got Raya. Like, if Raya is better than Ramsdale, it's so marginal, it makes no difference.
Bro,
I agree with him.
I said this on
Raya is better.
on this podcast. A couple
But but hold on. Raya, in my opinion, Raya is better than Ramsdale. Ball distribution, I think. But I think Ramsdale wasn't a place to improve on. Like, there was no reason for you to improve on that place.
You just don't like him.
Like,
You just don't
unless
prefer that stuff.
unless
that's
it
what
was
it
an
is, bro.
opportunity, unless it was an opportunity, you know what I mean? and they saw it and they said, "Oh, it's free." Let me do these couple of super chats as well. Steven Sidon here is saying, Newcastle fan here. Can Newcastle fans start agreeing that Almiron is an absolute liability? 29 goal contribution in 161 games. He's just not good enough. Philip.
Look, everyone's upset that they're out the Champions League. I'm not gonna. At the same time, I'm not gonna big up Almiron and say that he's Mo Salah. Obviously, far from it. It depends what you want from Almiron. If you can't ask a fish to walk the land, Almiron is very, very good for us in terms of getting the ball up there, defensively, pressure, and all that other stuff. Do we need an upgrade? 100%. But if you're saying I need him to improve his goal output because he's a liability, you're asking the fish to essentially run, and that's not going to happen. Sometimes you're going to have to accept the player for what he is, and that's what it is.
Just his facial expressions are.
No, I was just thinking. No, I was thinking because I like Jacob Murphy. I think he's quite good. I know he's injured right now, and I was just thinking, can you play Jacob Murphy on the right? That's what that
it
was.
does come on. Well, yeah. If it's not Almiron, we've got Jacob
He's
Murphy.
injured now.
Right foot. He's injured. Yeah, he's injured. Yeah.
Because
Francis, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, because
Ali's still
what's
in
his
one.
name? Gordon's pretty good. I like Gordon. He's actually quite good.
Yeah.
And so
He's
with
all
him
right.
on the left and Murphy on the right, I think Newcastle could actually drop Almiron because he's too sometimes for me. You just don't know.
He's assisting.
That's a good new word, by the way.
I think actually Almiron.
Sometime-ish is a good word.
This is how every time I'm watching Almiron, he's by the book player. Like
Yes.
Eddie Howe tells him
Yes.
exactly
he
who
does
to
it.
pass to and where to pass to, where to stand, and he just does it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't invent. Every now
Yeah.
and then he gets you this left-footed goal, but he doesn't. Karen Trippier overlap, pass it to Karen
Yes.
Trippier. Longstaff is making that run inside, pass it
Pass
to
it to
Longstaff. Lewis
Longstaff.
Miley is coming short, pass it to Lewis Miley. He doesn't
Yeah.
invent. Francis, he said, "Oh my God, this Arsenal hate is fun. Make your money move." There is no Arsenal hate. The problem is that Arsenal fans don't understand. It's as
This is a
simple
whole
as
city
that.
top.
No,
Come on, you Tigers.
number one, Arsenal are a big team that is
No, I'm just
coming
replying
now.
to stop. I'm just replying to someone in the chat.
Yeah, Arsenal now. It's as simple as that. Arsenal are a team that was diabolical for 20 years. Well, not diabolical because after 2008 or 9, I think.
Not living to
But
expectations.
Arsenal now are coming back to the fold.
Yeah.
And you have been top of the table last year for a long time. Let me finish. And then you lost. But Mo himself, I'm trying to find a reason to big Arsenal up, to actually say that Arsenal will continue. I'm trying to find the problems and we're talking about them. We can talk about Man City, but to be honest, Arsenal are the hot topic because they are the team that weren't there 3 years ago and they are here now.
Can I say something, Mo? Do you know why you're a serious wrong when it comes to football? Because you're an agenda seeker. You're talking all this trash about Arsenal. Oh, but these top 3 players, they're not going to score 15 goals this season.
But
He
they
doesn't
are
have
in the
accent, by the way.
concourse to do that.
It's more of an
What,
Arab
can I say,
accent, not a French one. I don't know what you're doing there. But
No, it's French because I can't do Egypt, brother. Anyways, last season, after 17 games, Arsenal scored 40 goals. Okay, this season they're doing horrendously. Diabolically.
You're top of the table. Who said?
No. In terms of goal scoring compared to last season. So last season, after 17 games, we'd scored 40 goals. Fantastic. This season, we're stinking out the place in front of goal. We've got 35 goals, only 5 goals less. And this is all in spite of shoehorning Kai Havertz in the team early on in the season when he was stinking out the place. He's only come good this last 5 or 6 weeks. Yeah, let's not pretend he's been doing it all season because he hasn't. Okay,
you also got about 10 points less than this time last season, by the way.
Is it 10 points less?
No,
Something like that. Because
we had
halfway through the season last year, you had
50.
we have 39 now.
I think,
last season, after 17 games, Arsenal had
34.
It's about 7 or 8.
44.
It's 5 points.
I think there was
5 points and 5 goals.
Just to be honest with you, you understand exactly our point. You just don't want to address it, right?
Don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth.
Our point is simple. Our point is simple, and you haven't responded to it.
You have a point, and I have a point of view.
Yeah, okay. The point is, Arsenal last year had 3 players scoring 15 plus goals. At the moment, your top scorer, almost halfway through the season, has 5 goals. That's it. That's
Okay,
always.
now tell me how many. Since you want to talk about stats, yeah, I know you can't do this. Tell me how many goals that same player had, yeah, at this stage last season.
I don't know. See, I don't know.
Exactly. So it needs context, Mo. Don't compare the end of the season last year to the halfway point of this
Okay,
season.
so your answer is clear then. You think Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard are still on course to get similar output as last year. That's
Yes.
what you just told me. Thank you so much. See, it's a simple answer.
So basically, yeah. Right now, after the same amount of games, we've scored 5 less goals than we did this time last
See,
season.
you say we were talking about individuals, which is
I'm
what
talking about
Arsenal fans.
Arsenal.
I am
I'm talking
here.
about Arsenal.
I
Why
am
do you keep
here
cutting me off,
asking
Mo?
you questions about what Arsenal fans say outside
Yo,
on
just
different
hella
shows. Right?
disingenuous. You know, it's crazy.
So see,
No,
just
no, I don't understand.
this is
So
not only my
disingenuous.
opinion.
No,
I
I'm
can
not
tell you
disingenuous.
opinions. I can tell you opinions on people in the chat that said we need a goal scorer. So I'm here to represent. You are here, the Arsenal representative on this panel. You're a public figure now, sitting in front of 250 people, addressing Arsenal. We're asking you the questions from the people in the chat. People in the chat, they say we need someone to get 20 plus goals. You haven't answered that.
I said we don't, and you said, "Oh, you sure?" Because last season you had 3 players with 15 plus, and I said, "I'm saying now you cannot compare this stage, the midpoint of this season, to the end point of last season." Because the truth is, Mo, as unlikely as it may be, what's the chances? Our top scorer is who? You said he's got 5 goals. Who is
Saka.
it? Saka. Do you think Saka can score 10 more goals in the league season this year?
I can. He's not on course to, but he can.
Yeah. But he can do it. So it's not what you're saying isn't out of the question. The chance of him getting 10 more
It's
goals.
not.
Exactly. You make it seem as if last season he got the top scorer. Got
I don't
30.
see the future, Jess. So it's not. I don't know. But is
But
he
you
on
don't
course?
see it.
Is he on course to do that?
At the moment, no.
Exactly. That's the point.
Why is that? The bigger question is why is that? Why
Thank
is
you
that?
so much.
No. He's
Like you mentioned, I'll just finish. I'll
He's
just quickly finish the point. I think,
Sorry,
you know, like you said, he was doing better last season. He's doing less last season. I think part of that's because you've got Arteta's changed, obviously, his approach to the game. You said one of the things he said just was that we've only scored 5 less goals despite putting Havertz in, and we're saying, why put Havertz in? Why not just continue the good work?
I'll tell you why.
I'll say in a minute. The good work you were doing last season. Why not add to what Saka was doing last season? And part of the reason is that you've changed your pattern of playing and what you're doing, and you're taking a risk by doing that. And now Saka scored less. The other guys have scored less. Yes, you're getting through because you're a good team and you're holding things down, but it might not sustain itself. And the problem for me, for instance, when you mentioned, but Man City did this, Man City did that. It's Man City, and they've been winning Premier Leagues. They've been winning. Pep can afford to experiment because he's Pep and he wins things. Arteta can't. He has to continue doing the winning formula that he was doing last season and enhance on that. But okay, I mean, if Arsenal win, they win the league and they do it like this. But we're kind of saying, look, you're doing great. You're number 1 for a reason. The table doesn't lie. However, you know, there's going to be a second part of the season. You still got Champions League. You still got other players. Teams are going to suss you out. And what are you going to do when
you do understand that everyone has a second part of the season. So as well as teams sussing Arsenal out, also can also suss teams out.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Let me speak for once, please. Because whenever I start speaking, you always like to cut me off. I think you don't like black people. I'm joking, Mo. That's an inside joke between me and Mo. Don't worry, other Mo. Me and Mo make this joke on WhatsApp all the time. I've got the
but I've been cutting you out as well. Maybe we just don't like you.
You got to cut me deep. But as I'm saying, yeah, guys, we can speculate all we want. All I know right now is that Arsenal are doing enough to stay atop the league. Will they have learned some lessons from last season? In my opinion, yes. Can we avoid injuries? It's out of our hands. Okay. I'm saying this. If Arsenal don't have a catastrophic injury crisis, they'll be fine. And I think we all know this. I think.
Sorry. Can I do this because there's a lot of them? But go ahead,
no, basically just someone I respect highly, my boy Bilal said in the comments.
Adali, is in the chat.
Yeah. So he said comparing points from different seasons is pointless activity, in my opinion. We agree. I agree. But the point is, we're not comparing the points. We're not comparing the goals. I mean, even though Mo might be, we're comparing the performance and the level of comfortability that you guys were winning games with at this point last season to this season. We're talking
And
about
do you
the
know why that
tactics
was?
and the level of performance and the intensity and things
And do you
like
know why
that,
that was?
rather than just the points.
And do you know why that was? But before you go back in, other Mo, is because last season I feel like Arsenal were the unknown quantity. Okay, that's why we had such a flying start. Because even us Arsenal fans were like, "What the hell is this?" I went to the first home game of the season against Leicester, and then I looked at my pal and I was like, "Who are those guys?" Because I don't recognize these people.
Yeah, but
Like these people are actually playing football
but you
now.
cannot- yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Guys, I need to do
Yeah,
this public chance because
yeah.
I need to respect the people
Yes, sir.
Okay, as Steven said and is saying, and we can talk about how far not involved in this game. Well, Steven, that's not on Newcastle or Chelsea. That is just the rule.
Yeah.
VAR only comes in semi-final, so it's as simple as that. But thank you so much for Super Chat. Francis saying, you guys spend more time on Arsenal so-called problems. I think that's
No.
true.
Yeah, exactly. So-called problems. Like, how can
I
all these
think
problems can be top of the
he's
league?
right. But on this channel, I have Liverpool and Man City fans most days in the morning, and I spend a lot of time on Liverpool and Man City problems as well. But that's why I'm debating. This is a football debate. So unless we're coming here and say everything is flowers and everything is great, there is no point of us having a show, Francis. But yeah, AMT saying Toney doesn't do the defensive side like Jesus.
No, he does. He does. He does.
He does.
Not like
does.
Jesus. Not like Jesus. Jesus
Here
got
is
a
my
problem.
problem about Ivan Toney, and I said that from the beginning. Ivan Toney plays in a team that averages less than 50% ball position, playing a counter attack. Arsenal are a position-based team, front foot team. Who can guarantee Arsenal fans or the coaching that Ivan Toney will come in and be okay in tight spaces? Based on footballing abilities, nobody can guarantee that. But Jesus is coming from the better position-based team, which is Manchester City. So he is used to tight spaces. That's it. I think this is a valid thing to say.
He's just better than Ivan Toney.
Tevin is saying, don't forget the worst goalkeeper we've had, Almunia. Oh my God, Almunia was ridiculous.
He was good. I liked him.
Yeah. Stephen is saying, move Almiron to midfield for defensive work then, or get Almiron out completely and play Joe Willock or somebody. Why?
We might have to because some of the
Lewis
injuries.
Smiley. You have a lot of good players, Stephen. You have Lewis Smiley.
Yeah.
You have Longstaff, who's very good. You have Joao Linton, who's good defensively. Bruno Guimaraes. I think all of these people. Why shoehorn Almiron? There is no reason for Almiron to play. Seriously. Andrew saying, Mo, why is Salah playing so deep in Liverpool's attack? And we're going to talk about this next, about Liverpool and Mohamed Salah. Francis here saying, Mo, red lips.
Yeah, I've missed you, my guy. It's been a long time. I ain't seen that in a minute.
Why are you so convinced Arsenal won't win the league? You keep saying it. I put $100K US dollars. You can place 5K. Will guarantee the cash via share option in the US 40 million valued startup. Not joking.
Sheesh.
Gambling's haram.
Oh my God,
gambling's haram. But you can give the money to charity when Arsenal don't win the league.
Give me your money. I'll do it, and then whatever I win.
I think he's lying. Francis.
I don't think he's lying. You know why? Brother's got money to burn on super chats. He spends hundreds of pounds every single week.
Respect Francis. He's supporting the channel. He's Francis.
Got money.
He's backing Arsenal to the hilt.
He supports the channel and he backs Arsenal. He doesn't like you. I like it. Enigma saying, but to be honest with you, just to be honest, this Arsenal not winning the league or winning the league, nobody sees the future. But I see no sign as of now saying that Arsenal don't have a chance of winning the league. I think Arsenal have a chance of winning the league. Defense is better this year. It's a trade-off. I agree. Listen, last thing is, to be honest, I want to end the show on Mohamed Salah at Liverpool. Can Mohamed Salah carry Liverpool on his own? That's a question that I pose to everybody.
No.
Towards what? Premier League number one? Or?
Premier League. Towards winning the league title.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
And I'll tell you why. You can carry them because they only need them for his attacking ability. I feel like they're good enough elsewhere where Mohamed Salah can do enough to get into the Premier League. As much as I hate Liverpool, you know what I'm trying to say? As much as I clown Mo Salah, when you've got the best goalkeeper in the world, maybe one of the best goalkeepers ever, Van Dijk's playing a little bit better, Konate's coming back, you've got players like Trent and Szoboszlai and McAllister. Like, you've got good enough players elsewhere where Mohamed Salah's goals single-handedly can win you games and win you the league. You feel me? So as much as I don't like to give Liverpool prop, as much as it pains me, you've just got to be like honest with it. I think Mohamed Salah is good enough. He's one of the greatest Premier League players of all time, and he can do it.
The only problem with that is how many times has Mohamed Salah won the Premier League with Liverpool?
That's a good point.
And how many seasons has he been at the Premier League?
Yeah, because he's not that good yet. If it was Hazard, they would have won more. If it was like Kevin De Bruyne, Hazard, Thierry Henry, they would have won more. That's why he's not in that conversation. But it is what it is. Another conversation.
In my opinion, Mo Salah isn't gonna carry Liverpool to the Premier League this season. However, he is one of the best players I've ever seen. One of the best in the Premier League. I just feel like Liverpool
Premier League football, I guess.
Pardon me?
I said you've not watched much Premier League football, then I guess.
Whoa! Come on, man. Be real. Like, what?
No, I'm clowning. Carry on, bro.
Hey, no, Mo Salah is cold, but I think Liverpool, they're like Trent and Mo and Alisson. That is what's that for, Mo?
For Mohamed Salah.
What? For what?
Monyo.
Why?
The agenda against Mohamed Salah is stinky, bro.
Yeah, no.
For me, he can be a Premier League great. He just can't be an African great. You can't not win the African Cup of Nations to be an African great, in my opinion.
Lasers, bro. The lasers. Give him a chance.
You can't win the African Cup of Nations losing to penalties to a great Senegal team that consists of world-class players.
I'm sorry.
What do you want? I don't get it.
They shouldn't have got there. That's a conversation for another day. We'll do an African Cup of Nations one another time if you want. But that was one of the worst Egypt teams we've ever seen. He scored 2 goals.
And he dragged us to the final.
He didn't drag shit. He scored 2 goals. He didn't drag shit. Do you know who dragged you? Gabaski in penalty shootouts dragged you to that finals.
And Mohamed Salah is part of the reasons we're in the final. Mohamed Salah dragged Egypt to go to that World Cup since
he also missed a penalty in the African Cup of Nations final. But that's a conversation for another day.
Everybody. Roberto Baggio missed a penalty in the World Cup final.
We're not going to do the AFCON prop. We'll have this conversation another time.
The hate is real.
It's not hate. I just said he's one of the greatest Premier League players of all time, and he can single-handedly.
So he can be one of the greatest players in the Premier League, but he's not one of the greatest African players.
No, he is one of the greatest. He's just not up there. I'm just saying, like.
What do you mean? Who's above them then?
We're not going to have that conversation now, brother. We're not going to start a brand new conversation right now. We'll do this another time. We can have a head-to-head, just me and you tomorrow if you want. I'll wake up just for you if you want. We can have this.
Whoa.
All right, Mohamed Salah and Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool just aren't good. I watched the game against Manchester United the other day, and Liverpool. For me, they look like when they have the ball, they don't really have ideas. I'm not convinced with the midfield as a unit. Suppose like Gravenberch and Endo. Endo for me is he's just like okay. He's just okay. Suppose like it's very technical.
He's just doing the job, yeah.
Yeah, suppose like it's very technical. And Gravenberch, I don't know what a Gravenberch is yet. I'm still waiting to find out. I feel like they're missing Robertson a lot. Simicast is very competent, but Robertson's got that brave heart, that William Wallace in him. BVD is coming back. Who plays with BVD now? Was it Konate that played the weekend?
Konate now.
Yeah, that's good. But then on the right side, if it's not Trent, if Trent goes to the midfield and you put Joe Gomez there, it's definitely not the same. And the attack. Gakpo, I don't know who he is. I don't know what he is. But the one that started, it was Luis Diaz, Nunez, and Salah. Diaz is cold. We know that.
Favorite player.
Pardon me?
Mohamed's favorite player, Nunez.
Oh yeah.
I was bantering. I often whenever Nunez comes up.
I'm actually
a big fan.
No, relax. I'm actually one of the,
you know what? Oh, you're a Napoli fan. Perfect.
No, I'm actually one of the guys that genuinely bells Nunez can be good. I think like he's got so many attributes to his game.
Do you know why? Because he's got so many attributes.
What's going on? Why are you covering your head for, bro? Why is he covering his head? What did I say that was wrong?
Listen, I was a big fan of Nunez because he reminds me of Victor Osimhen. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, man,
you can understand. Learn English and understand what.
No, you can't learn English.
Learn English and understand what remind means.
No. You asked us to let you land. We're not letting you land. It's okay. We're not gonna let you do that. There's nothing to explain. We'll allow that. Just go back on mute. Black and white camera. We love that. Let's Mo. What's the next point? We're not doing that.
Let the brother land, bro. Let him talk.
No. We're not doing that. Mo, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm not gonna listen to that. I'm sorry. I'm not listening to Nunez and Osimhen comparisons. That's ridiculous.
You literally just said, let him land. He has a point.
If I said to you, my Somali right winger that plays for Wigan FC, I'm gonna compare him to Mo Salah. Would you let me land? Of course you won't land. It's the same thing.
No. He isn't saying they are the same player now. He is saying, I don't know what he's saying, but he's gonna talk about attributes. Jess, apologies.
Sorry, sir.
Apologize for blasphemy.
Jess,
you guys don't even deserve all my technology. I'm going back to my normal webcam. I'm using my webcam now. That's what you guys are getting.
We don't deserve the technology.
No, you're getting webcam now.
You get webcam level.
Yeah. You're getting webcam.
Hey, yo, guys, can I just address something in the comments, please? Because I've seen this like 3 or 4 times. Please, just to like clear my name real quick. A lot of people are saying, yeah, you rate Nunez, but you're talking down on Salah. I literally said he's one of the greatest of all time, and he can drag you to a Premier League. That's not talking down on him. I'm bantering him. There's a difference between bantering him and talking down on him. I respect him as a player. I just don't. You know what I'm trying to say?
Really want to hear Jess's take about Nunez and we're getting somewhere.
Why?
We're getting somewhere. Jess, go ahead.
It's long. You can't be bothered anymore. You guys,
please. You have no idea how important this is for the channel.
It's midnight. I have a family to support. Yeah. I'm here out of the goodness of my heart.
You're right. I need to go watch my movie as well. I got early start tomorrow. I've got 30 minutes of my movie to play. And I'm not going to spend it listening to Nunez and Osimhen props. So can we move on and wrap this up really quickly? Thank you. It'd be highly appreciated.
I'm not doing that. I'm letting the brother.
I have to see it. I have to see this through. I've got to see this through.
I'm letting Jess land, please. I'm saying.
Why are we even listening to Mo? Yeah, name me one Somali football pundit whose opinion we can trust.
Me.
We go.
Myself and I.
There we go.
Don't make me list out my credentials, bro. I'm goated. Are you crazy?
No.
But anyway, let's carry on.
Let's move on. I'm not talking about this no more.
Follow through. Yeah, you've got to follow through. You've got to follow through.
Okay, cool. The point I was making, is
actually gonna let him finish. That's crazy.
I've seen a few instances.
Yeah, wait for him to finish.
I'm sorry. I'll stop. Let me go on mute real quick. Let me go unmute. You say what you got to say. I'm just going to go on my phone.
A few instances, with their direct running power, and this is the directness. That's what I like. Balls over the top. They latch onto them because they're both strong. They're both physical. That's all it is. That's the only similarities. I said actually similarities. I didn't say Nunez is as good as Osimhen. I didn't say he's on his level. I said similarities. Like there were similarities between Aaron Lennon and Raheem Sterling. Simple as that.
That's crazy.
Huh? That's not wild.
That's crazy. Your explanation was that long. That's nuts.
I'm done. Mo, ain't you coming on my channel tomorrow?
I was just about to say that it's going to be long tomorrow.
This is wild.
Listen, people. Francis here is coming. Mo, I respect your religious objection. I actually enjoy your views. I just find it fascinating. Respect. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, Francis, thank you so much. Anyway, in my opinion, Mohamed Salah by himself can carry Liverpool to a league title, but I believe when Diego Jota's back, Luis Diaz is going to get his form back. I think McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai are weapons. With Trent, I think Liverpool have a chance of winning the league. But Darwin Núñez needs to stay on the bench. Needs to be an option off the bench. That's my opinion, because I don't think he's good enough to start for Liverpool football. Listen, this has been an absolute cracking show. Chelsea in a semi-final of a cup. We spoke Arsenal. We talked about Liverpool, of course, and Newcastle. Philip, thank you so much. Toon Tactics in the description, people. Easy, one click away from your subscription. Armchair Gaffers, brilliant content, brilliant podcasts, of course. Not with this camera. They have better cameras. They have better angles than this. They are professionals. So give them a subscription. And Mohamed Salah, always a pleasure having you here, brother. Always a pleasure having you here. And people, thank you so much for everybody supporting the channel, sending a super chat, liking the video. Get us to 150 likes or 200 likes. Tomorrow afternoon, UK time, 1 p.m. UK time, I have Sava and Kunli for you. So turn on the notification bell to know when we go live. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys. and we'll see you guys soon. And we're out of here. Thank you, people that tuned in, and thank you for all my panelists. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Alex, for being here as well.